call the regular meeting of the Elk Municipal Authority meeting, Wednesday, July 17th, 2024, at 4:01 p.m. The agenda for the regular meetings of the Elk Municipal Authority. All agenda items are subject to discussion, consideration, possible action, including but not limited to approval, denial, amendment, revision, or conditional approval in whole or in part of. Yeah. Meeting to order 4:01. Roll call. John Williams present.
Karen Johnson present. And Bert Odie present.
Item number 3, approved minutes and purchase orders. I make the motion that we approve minutes and purchase orders.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 4, the budget for the fiscal year of 2025. What do we have anything?
So
I know you,
you have a spreadsheet, it's the second page in the general, nope, that's general, A&A. And that is just A&A income and expenses. And that is where we are right now.
okay, so help me out, Grayson. So this right here, your total here,
Okay, so this is our income for bulk water, we got that much last year. For, disposal in the lagoons, we got that much. Water, like,
this
water bills,
is 79, okay.
water bills.
Well, I'll
sewer
say
bills,
these
and,
totals.
And then that says animal, like animal control infrastructure.
Right.
So that's the totals we got for each of those things. And then the expenses, like electric bill, contract labor, supplies, repairs, insurance, and then fuel. So
Okay.
that's how you do that.
Okay, so y'all know, on the AMA income, the bulk water would have been $11,072.10. On, the disposal would be the trash, correct?
No, that would
Or
be the sewer.
the sewer. The sewer, is $7,650. The water is $79,117.13. Well, but you got sewer here.
Okay, now, disposal would be the.
Like the septic companies that
That dump.
that
dump.
into
Okay,
the
I
bins.
was confused,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
No. So the sewer
Is like is the sewer.
is the city sewer from residents, $40,185.66. Animal control, well, animal in general is $3,845.82. Infrastructure is $1,397.12. The expenses on, electric power is $5,320.66. The contract labor that we paid out was $2,720. Supplies, $17,197.41. Repairs, $11,478.08.
That is our insurance,
Our,
health insurance.
our insurance, them abbreviations mess me up. Our insurance was $11,917.36. And our fuel was $5,544.55.
The only thing that does not have on it is the, payroll
For the water,
for the AMA, yes, that's the only thing that's not on the spreadsheet.
are there any totals of income versus expenses, or just?
We haven't gotten that far, this is the spreadsheet that me and,
It is in the works.
yes,
Gracie and I have been working on it together.
So there's not anything we can do on the budget. We'll just give it till next month. This one.
well,
No, we can't.
we wanted to show y'all what we have now, so that is what we have.
Okay. Does that, anybody have anything about the budget so far?
John, can I say something?
Yes.
Something you guys need to consider in looking at the AMA, budget. I told you guys last year that we were gonna have to have the property insurance reevaluated, and that has not been done. Gracie contacted them today,
The one where we're talking about the different facilities around town, that insurance?
like the water tower,
Yeah.
it's not insured.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still not insured.
By the way, with that being said, it is repaired. I haven't got my other look at Mark's.
I'm sure that's in his water report.
Okay.
But as far as money goes, on you're gonna have to consider that OMAG insurance for AMA is going to go up considerably.
To add other facilities.
To actually have
insurance.
property insurance on AMA stuff.
So you're saying the insurance is gonna be costly, or the
Insurance
OMAG
is
is
going
gonna
to,
be more because?
The
the OMAG
insurance.
is the insurance.
Yeah.
And so when they actually put coverage on all of the AMA properties that we have, it's gonna be substantial.
It's going to be what?
Substantial. And so as far as the AMA budget, until we get those numbers back from OMAG, I wouldn't do anything with the AMA budget.
So we also need to revisit the price increase for water, because we're
Water
6
rates.
months in, water rates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Is that something you want on the next agenda?
I would say we're going to discuss it, I don't know if we'll
Right.
do anything, but we need to balance it. Because I don't know how much money we're talking about for that OMAG stuff.
Right, and is there a total on the general? Because the two properties that are on the OMAG account that's listed as insurance right now is this building and that building.
So none of your
None of this.
facilities all over town
No,
are insured.
this is it.
And you've got a $50,000 kennel, that doesn't have any insurance on it.
yeah,
I worry about kennel.
Well, I know, but I mean, it's like, it's brand new, and it didn't cost
Yeah.
the town to build it, we used,
Yeah.
We used
grant
grant
money, but at the same time,
If it blew away in a tornado,
It would
Then we don't
cost
have
us,
it.
then we don't have any.
we don't have no insurance on it,
Right.
and we need insurance on it.
And I know from being here as long as I've been here in years past, the reason that insurance was dropped was because of the expense. And that's all they kept the insurance on was these two buildings.
there is.
And that was years ago.
how much is it on generals?
$4,982.75.
I would say that would probably gonna triple, just to give you guys an idea when you take these
How much was it?
spreadsheets home. You
that.
have it on your general,
Okay, well, I'm
But it's 4,900.
49,8275.
I just wanna make sure you guys were remembering that is something that's going to increase as far as the AMA budget.
Will we know a close estimate by the next meeting on
Yes.
the insurance?
Yes, because she talked to them today, and Mark is going to take pictures of all of the properties, and if we can get a quote from the pictures, then we'll get that, and if not, then they will send somebody out. Isn't that what they said?
They said they normally didn't have to do, inspections unless they had to do a roof inspection.
Right.
She said roof was the only thing that they were really worried about being inspected.
Roof, the new roof?
No,
No.
any roof,
Any roof,
any
okay.
roof.
Well, and that's like this roof, City Hall roof. You know, we took bids, got 3 bids, which have been 3 years ago. Partly my fault because I was on the board then. If I give somebody a bid, it's gonna include the roof. That bid painting it didn't include the roof. Never heard such, but we got the outside of the building painted, but we didn't get the roof painted. No, that's not off topic. Not to me, it's not.
We're talking about budget.
I know, she brought up roof.
We're on the budget.
Okay, but I'm gonna say what I gotta say. Okay, item number 5, water department report.
All right, for the month of June, we used 1,433,800 gallons of water. Daily average for the month was 47,700 gallons. We sold 11,700 gallons of bulk water at a billable rate of $1,170. The street repairs on E Street have been completed where the water line repair took place. The roof on the filter room has been replaced and cleanup is not only underway, but pretty much complete on that job. We had a leak due to tampering with utilities on C Street, which has been repaired and resolved. So far in July, we've had 1 water line cut and 1 meter loop repair issue, which have been repaired already, and an upcoming sewer project on C Street. Dalton Gregory has done a great job since he's been here, allowing me to deal with multiple issues at the same time. And, because that's how issues tend to develop around here all at the same time. But life's been pretty good for the last few days, other than the leaks we've had to deal with.
Why do you think there's no leaks?
Well, one of them was the meter loop thing. It was leaking if the meter loop was turned on. And so therefore I told the guy I was going to put that one off until we had to turn the water off for another, because things happen around here. And sure enough, somebody hit a line down by the softball field and we had to, that's why everybody's water was off on Monday. Because we had to fix that, so we fixed 2 problems at the same time.
So the town only had to be turned off the water
Once,
once for 2 projects to be
for 2,
complete.
for 2.
Right, and we've got a 3rd project, but we couldn't do that in one day.
No.
But hopefully that will be just a short time, and that's in, Niles' Charter Park. We've done fixed one of them, but there was another one. Item number 6. Touchy subject, euthanization of dogs. I called, Grassland at Lindsay. It's, don't quote me on this, the highest, if we dispose, is $58. They go by poundage. Isn't that correct what I told you?
You didn't say specifics.
I think that's what you told me, yeah.
I told you, the least amount is 50, up to 100 pounds, I think is 58. Anything less than 50, I think is 52. My opinion, I hate for it to resolve to this. How many dogs we got down here still?
We've got 3 down there right now, and, Mark Smith wants me to go pick up a 4th.
Okay, and we've still got 7 at Robert Brown's.
Yeah.
Here's my thinking, do we have an estimate on, just a ballpark figure, what we're spending on dog food each month?
What is it?
I meant to ask you this yesterday, but
How often do you go
Uh,
How many times do you go get dog food?
in a month?
in a month? How many times?
Maybe once every 3 weeks.
Okay, so like twice?
Well, some months will be twice, some months will be once, depending on.
And how much do you
where the
get?
dates fall.
We'll go with,
About $180 per trip.
So $400 a month in dog food.
yeah,
Yeah.
just about.
Would be a guesstimate, okay?
That's a rough guess, yes.
Okay, when Robert Brown needs dog food, does he have to go, does he get out of this stack?
Yes.
Okay,
Is he having any success at all adopting the dogs out?
Not to my knowledge.
We didn't have any success with the online
No.
promotion.
and I've been checking around, we're not the only ones with a dog problem.
Everybody's got one. All the
Chick-fil-A's got a
shelters-
dog problem, Lindsay's got a dog problem,
All the shelters.
Mark knows. It's sad, but it is what it is, but I just hate to keep buying
And
dog
I
food
think
for
our,
these
I
dogs.
think our, I think it says that we keep them for 7 days and then we put them down.
I know, you know,
So
like I
think
said,
we
I,
keep them for 7 days and then start, I
I-
mean, it's,
it's a bad deal, but we have fed the 7 up there for
A year.
a year.
I mean,
Just say $100 a month, that's $1,200 a year that we can be spending on something. Joe's thoughts.
I think it's 7, I think it says 7 days, I haven't looked at it. since-
I'm not sure what it is, I'll be honest.
But
with you.
I think once we hit that line, that limit, I think we do what we say we're gonna do. I don't, living in the kennels is not a great place to live either.
It's not, it's not, it's really not. I hate to see a dog confined to, I hate to see any animal confined to a small area like that. But I think it's time that we do something, we say we're gonna do something, we do it. Are we gonna get rid of them 7 up there, get rid of, what you say, gonna have a 4th one?
As soon as it gets picked up.
You know, we've got other dogs that's running around town.
Maybe
We're gonna be
just
right back in the
follow
same boat, but we've got to,
Maybe
do
we just
something.
follow the ordinances.
I feel like,
I think we follow the ordinance if we're
Just
gonna
follow
pick
the
them up.
ordinance as it's written.
I mean, I hate to do it, but
I do too.
your problem's not gonna fix itself.
Nope. It's us. I mean, we just have to take action.
There's already ordinance in place that tells what we're gonna do, then we just follow the ordinance to take care of the problem. I don't think there's
Okay.
action that needs to be.
Then,
voted on.
I make the motion that we follow the ordinance on euthanization of, current animals in custody.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
I don't think that we needed to, but it's fine.
And I or Mark, probably be me, I will call Grassland again in the morning to double check. But that is what the girl told me that I spoke with, what's it been, 2 weeks ago? Anything under 50, I think is 52, and anything up to 100 is either, don't quote me on, 56 or 58. Now, I done made a motion, but it's more if they dispose of them. It's,
I think we let them.
I think you
dispose of
let them,
Let them take care of the whole thing.
okay, well, that's with us disposing of them.
And we may
It's
find
still-
out, but
I think you have to dispose of them. Whatever.
Okay, it'll be almost $100 per animal. Okay, I'm asking y'all,
I just think it would be better.
I think so too.
I don't know how better to let them do it all.
Okay. I will call them in the morning and get all the particulars. I just wanted to bring that up.
Are you guys gonna put that in a motion form for the minutes? To have them dispose of it? I didn't hear a motion or a second or a vote, so.
What does the ordinance actually say? Does it say already all written out?
That's-
How we do
It doesn't say who disposes of the
It
dogs.
just says you have
And so if it's an
to-
extra expense, it would be better for you guys and for your animal control person, that if you have a motion that says that you're going to pay for them to go ahead and dispose of it.
Okay, I make a motion for them to handle the process with euthanizing them and disposing of them.
I second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 7, executive session discussion, consideration, possible action to enter into executive session to discuss the employing, hiring, firing, appointment, promotion, demotion, or disciplining of a city employee or official. 25 OS, section 307, section B1. The section of it is A, Assistant Water Superintendent, Dalton Gregory. So, hang on with us just a second, please. I'm sorry. At 4:23 PM. Executive session for the Elbert Municipal Authority at 4:37 PM.
I second that.
All in favor?
I make a motion that we, hire Dalton Gregory as a full-time assistant water superintendent at $18 an hour.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Dalton?
Aye.
Thank you.
Sir. I didn't know if you needed my eyes.
Now your real training begins.
All right.
Item number 8, old business. Karen Everett.
No.
Item number 9, new business. What did we decide on?
I'm gonna try to get with the park committee first, and then I'll let y'all know.
Okay.
Maybe at the next meeting,
Okay.
we can talk about it.
Okay. Item number 10, make a motion, we adjourn at 4:38 PM.
Talk to me about something.
What?
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's Shelley, he wants you to talk to me because he doesn't wanna talk to me.
I wanna go to my room when I get home.
That's why you have one.
I'm gonna paint little army men and just be happy.
No, it's not.
Don't you have to do?
I make the
My
motion,
models and be happy. That's right.
There's not, it's
I make the motion at 4:39 PM. We enter into regular meeting of the Town of Elliott Board of Trustees. Agenda for the regular meeting of the Town of Elliott Board of Trustees. All agenda items are subject to discussion, consideration, and possible action, including but not limited to approval, denial, amendment, revision, or conditional approval in whole or in part of. Roll call, John Williams present.
Karen Johnson present.
Amber Odie present.
Item number 3, approve minutes and purchase orders.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes and purchase order.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item number 4, sealed bids for police units.
One for each of.
Open them up, whoever highest bidder was becomes.
Well, now-
Parking lot.
We'll now open the bids. As y'all seen, they were sealed.
Are they all for the same? No.
This one says 2014 Charger.
This is 15. Where's yours? Well,
We got 325 on 2014,
what car?
It's both.
do what?
It's for both cars. You got two for both.
Yeah, I've got two. Well, you got two cars on there?
No.
They're separate. This is for one, this is for the other.
So.
Okay, on this one for Ringwood Motors is, on the 2014 is 325. On the 2015 Dodge Charger is 1380.
On the 2014 Charger, 2600.
And for the 2015, 500.
You've only got one car on yours,
Yes.
and you've only got one car, and yours is 500
On the 15.
and 15. And the 2600 was 2014.
2014.
Okay.
I think so.
So the 2600 on the 2014, and then on the 2015,
500.
500. So, neither one of those are the highest bid. I've never even heard of these people.
This is the highest bid on this one.
Yes,
That's the highest bid on. That one's the highest bid.
No, the highest bid.
you get the 26. So the 1380 on the 2015 Charger is highest, and the 2600 is the highest on the 2014, correct?
Yes.
We're all in agreement? Okey-doke. The 2015 Charger goes to this Ringwood Motors.
Just put it in the motion. Just put it in the motion.
I make the motion that the 2015 surplus Charger, the bid of $1,380 goes to Ringwood Motors out of Ringwood, Illinois. And the 2014 Charger, I make the motion, it goes to the bid of
You got, I was just trying to keep it from going up too.
Scott and Brandy Bronner,
Second.
or Scott Abbott and Brandy Bronner. All in favor?
Do you want
Or,
to put a time limit on that, so we have
It's
to
got, it's got one,
action,
Yeah.
somebody
it has to be out of the parking lot in 48 hours after the motions were made.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
How much was the 2014 again?
2014 is 2600. The 2015 was the 1380.
So I was trying
It
to.
is not the same thing.
I'll give this to you. And then there's stuff Okay, item number 5, the ASCOG REAP extension request. Would you like to elaborate on that, or would you like to elaborate on
You want me to?
that? Okay.
The ASCOG REAP extension for the valve project, they have a meeting tomorrow if, ASCOG does. And if they don't have some kind of explanation as to why the money hasn't been spent yet, they're gonna turn it back. So this letter is for you guys to approve, for me to submit it to Ron Peel for the ASCOG board to grant us this extension. I requested for it to be extended for 12 months, to give you 12 months to complete the project, to spend that 40,000 you've already allocated for the valves.
We've allocated, but we haven't actually spent.
We don't have any invoices. I have to have, the way the ASCOG REAP process is, we get the invoice, we submit it to ASCOG, they give us the money to pay the invoice with. I don't have any invoices, so from their point of view, it shows that they gave us $45,000 over a year ago, and we haven't used any of it. So, this is their way of finding out if somebody's just sitting on that money, or if something changed in the project, we're not doing it anymore. And so, it's just a technicality, from my understanding, that they need a letter signed by the mayor and approved by the board, that we are requesting an extension so that that money is still available to us.
Now, with that being said, Mark, so I'm in line with y'all, the 5 valves you ordered, which was
I have not ordered them yet.
you have not ordered them yet.
I talked to the gentleman and he said he was gonna come see me, and he hasn't come to see me yet, and then we were gonna pick the spots where we wanted them to go to make the best use of being able to turn
For isolation?
for isolation purposes. And the first $5,000 was spent on the engineering study, and I've been trying to get,
Have we heard anything?
I have reached out to that engineer 15 times by email and phone calls, trying to get him to send me an invoice, because he sent the study. Y'all have seen.
He's done the work,
He's done the work,
but he hasn't invoiced.
but he hasn't sent me an invoice, and I'm trying to get him to send me an invoice so we can pay him some money.
That was
Okay,
the same study that we needed to do the rate increase?
No, that was a different thing.
That's different. Totally separate.
tomorrow, try to fit it in to get a hold of this guy.
Is he out of the hospital yet?
The fellow that was gonna put in the valves for us, that I talked to about that,
I remember you saying something about the hospital, but
one of the times I called him, his wife answered the phone, and he was in surgery in the hospital. And he said as soon as he got feeling better, he was gonna call me and then come see me. He called me back and said he was gonna fit in a time where he could come down here and physically look at things, but he hasn't made it yet, so that's why we're kind of running behind on some of this stuff.
But in that letter, I also put in there there were sewer issues that come up that had to take precedence. They were emergency situations. They had to be fixed before that project could be started. So, and those are now taken care of. But I put that in there as well for the ASCOG board to be aware.
you're talking about the sewer project from Monday.
No.
I'm talking about the sewer projects you've done over the last 12 months.
Oh,
It's
yes,
kept us
yes.
from doing the valve project.
Yes,
Because
Yeah, it
we've
had
only
to.
got one water superintendent.
Right.
Alright, I make a motion that we, make request to ASCOG for a 12-month extension for the REAP.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, they're attached for you to sign a date.
And talking to the guy, he said if everything goes smoothly, he said normally we can complete one a day. As far as the way that they taught him in hot, it's one a day, and we don't lose a bunch of water.
And the citizens don't lose water.
Right, and everybody's not being without water all over
That's-
town.
Especially when it's 112 degrees outside.
Yeah. It is an ideal time of year to do that type of thing, if there's not one.
Early spring or late fall.
Spring or fall, but then you run into 15 other things, and summer is not bad because you don't freeze to death when you're neck deep in a hole of water. Wintertime, stuff tends to break in summertime and wintertime. When it's really hot or really cold, that's when stuff tends to break, so.
I will memorize this later. I will memorize it.
Okay, item number 6, the budget for the fiscal year 2025.
As the time before.
Pardon?
Your spreadsheet looks like the same thing. I also included the use and sales tax comparisons from, year-to-date of today, 2024 to year-to-date of June of 2023. So you can look at the differences of what we've got.
So this down here is gonna be your final totals,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
That's what we paid now.
Yes, that is the total.
Okay.
And that worksheet as well as a work in progress.
Yes. You have general on the first one, and then street and alley, humane, and capital reserve on the second page.
Okay, so,
It's the same thing, income, so this is franchise tax,
Right.
franchise tax, all of this is taxes, except citations and minutes.
okay, on the taxes,
That's PSO.
the PSO is $1,168.62. For the ONG gas is $150.95. ONG.
You're reading the monthly average, not the.
It's,
I'm on the wrong line. I can't see with or without glasses. I'm sorry. The AP franchise is $14,023.45. The Oklahoma Natural Gas is $1,811.40. Waste Connection is $3,695.68. The
cigarette
tobacco.
Mhm.
Tobacco tax is $692.18.
use tax, it's literally called use.
The use tax is $38,934.30. The sales tax is $122,866.04. The alcohol tax is $5,652.44. Citations,
One down.
$87,887.39. Royalties is $6,232.26. Liens is $1,013.20. Permits, $725. Interest is $394.40. It gives the monthly total of $269,904.29 in a year. Our expenses on the general, the OMAG insurance, $4,982.75. The electric is $5,580.23. The gas is $1,033.06. Office supplies, $3,767.87. The, copier lease is $2,500.62. The, yeah, the health insurance is $15,478.41. Pest control, 400. Vehicle repairs, $5,552.69. The Humana is $894.90. Parts and tools is $1,014.91.
Police department expenses.
Oh, they do. So I told you I can't see. The police department is $2,369.67. The mobiles, now what is that? The mobile,
The mobile,
Hotspots.
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I want to be clear on that.
We are not using them. Mark and I both are in contact with AT&T
Okay,
to switch that to be the iPad service. So
Yes.
that they can get, because you guys have already approved for us to do the mobile
we have
tickets.
got to get iPads
Focus.
and phones.
Yeah, well, that's another agenda item.
So this is
I'm hoping that the service for those items, when we get them, will not change that number any. When you guys are looking at approving for budget next year, I'm in hopes that we pay the same $40 per unit for the services.
They're everywhere.
It'll just be purchasing the equipment,
Okay.
so.
So anyway, for them hotspots mobile for $1,041.04. Postage, $1,484.99.
Postage lease.
The postage lease for the machine, right?
Yes.
$1,093.38. And then fuel, $6,111.21. I was just looking.
And Gracie is in the process, as far as that budget goes, as far as those numbers go, she's in the process of plugging those in and us doing a 3-year comparison, so you guys can see what it has changed from 21 to now. I know that's something that Karen had asked for, to look at multiple years
This one.
in the same,
This one, right.
so we are working on getting all of that compiled together.
Income and,
Yeah, you want to read that, because it was in A&E's.
oh, okay.
But you haven't read this one, and then you already read this one, because it was in,
The motor vehicle tax is $3,612.58. These other two we've already did.
You wanna read the expenses for street and alley?
Do
You
I?
wanna read the expenses for street and alley?
so the only expenses is
The street lights.
the streetlights, that's the expense for.
The street lights, thank you, $4,088.47. So, to give you a ballpark, that averages about $340 a month for all of our street lights.
It's something for you guys to consider as far as street and alley goes. The only income street and alley gets is the motor vehicle tax. And so at this point, what we're receiving each month is going right back out to pay for the street lights. So there's not a reserve for like street repair or anything like that. If that's something you guys wanna consider, putting something over to where you have the money to use on street and alley.
there's the budget. Item number 7, first of all, anybody have any questions on the budget? Ever?
Fire questions, but no, not at this time.
At any time, if you guys wanna shoot me a text, it doesn't matter what time it is, shoot me a text, ask me the question about the budget, I will do my best to answer it through text message. If you need to talk to me, then I can call you, so, and for all 3 of you.
I mean, if you have a question right now, she can probably answer it.
I'm gonna have to study these.
Yeah,
Little
it's
more
a
than
lot of
we can
information
check.
all at one time. The bank
And so
statements,
am I.
the bank statements are also available in the conference room. If you guys want to look at those at any time, all of the accounts are in there for the entire fiscal year. So if you see something, you wanna look
I
at
know
those
you used to give
statements.
us those printouts most months, and that was kinda
Well, we
nice,
have,
but-
we have spreadsheets that we give you, like it's basically an income statement, what we spent, what we've got. And those, you'll still get those as far as the budget goes, or as far as the monthly expenditures and the income goes, so you can look at those from a month-to-month basis. But if you guys ever wanna look at the, bank statements, there is an extra copy that is specifically for you guys in the conference room.
Right now, it's in my office.
Well, it would normally be in the conference
Yes.
room.
This was for 2021.
Okay, we'll study the sheets on the budget
23.
for the fiscal year 2025.
Two were 69.
This right here.
Ready to continue? Okay, we'll move along to, item number 7, which is adoption of Grady County mitigation plan, and Gracie has that info.
So, I have the email that, Dale Thompson sent Carrie, and if y'all want to have a look, this is what I need you to sign if you end up adopting it. It basically just gives us, chances that if something happened here, if half the town got blown away by a tornado, it would free up funds, FEMA funds, for the town and our citizens.
Like if a tornado came through here right now, we don't have an agreement with the mitigation because it's good for 5 years.
Or flood?
Flood, any kind of
Any
natural,
kind of
Any kind of natural disaster,
any
Right.
kind of natural disaster.
flood, earthquake, tornado, invasion of locusts, that, you know.
But the mitigation agreement makes us partners with Grady County. And so it makes us eligible for those federal funds, state funds, county funds that would be going out to disaster victims.
It is beneficial for us to.
I think we'd be silly not to
It's
do
just
it.
time to renew it.
Cause I've been involved helping tornado victims. It's just not good. I wouldn't wish it on none of our citizens, or anybody.
I make a motion that we adopt the new plan for the Grady County mitigation.
It's just,
Second.
all in favor? So we accept the mitigation with the Grady County.
And I did 2 years to tell us that the plan was over in 2022. Is that what that letter said?
do whatever.
COVID put them behind. The, what, there's,
So much, there's so much. They probably started going through documents and going out, but they didn't have a signed one, new.
I know I've brought one of those before the board before, it was, but it's been a while.
Kind of important.
Yes.
Okay, item number 8, Mark, do you have a police department report?
Yes, sir. Approximately 395 hours, both, we have put in, and about $833 in fuel. Total of about 3,986 miles, pretty close to 99 stops, 50 citations, 57 warnings.
Do we have a copy of that? Do you have a copy?
I
of
did
that?
not get a copy.
Okay,
You need a copy of this?
okay.
It's good to put with the minutes if you
Yeah,
don't
just,
mind.
Yeah.
just next time.
If you have it saved, you can just email it to me.
I was thinking, my reason is kinda like Mark's reasoning at the water tower. We've got records up there. If something happens down here, well, I saved them that night we had the storm. We've still got a copy. Item number 9, me and Mark Smith has talked extensively, along with Mark Anderson, on these iPad and iPhones. Now, that goes back to what Kerry was saying on that. That cost was $1,041
For the year.
per year that we can apply, if I'm understanding right.
The
for
cost,
this.
I'm hoping and I'm guessing that the cost will not change. We just will change the apparatus in which we're using.
Just
Right.
add,
Mhm.
because my iPad
Mhm.
is down to $20 a month. So it could
Actually go down.
decrease
Right.
some.
But, I really think, we need these iPad and iPhones. Then again, like I said last month, if DAs want to subpoena anything, I sure don't want, their personal stuff being subpoenaed for taking pictures or evidence, like me and Mark worked this car wreck out here. I've got pictures for fire department purpose, he's got pictures for, and that was on your personal cell phone.
I actually used the
Did you use?
department camera.
I couldn't remember,
Yeah, I had time to be able to get it. And
but in order to have a case on it, I think it would just be best, that, we ought to do this. Now, Mark had, I think we looked at this last month,
Yeah, that's just what I have.
but this is just, we can get them, this is $649 for iPad 10th generation. $649.99, we can probably, do better than that.
That's just the only thing I had, so I couldn't.
Right, and me and Mark had spoke about that. I know I've looked at them and, hey, here comes this new technology, I'm done. I've looked at some 430, 450. I don't know what y'all need. We don't know what y'all need.
Well,
This
the
new
iPads-
technology.
The iPads make it very nice to be able to have it in the car,
Yes,
and you run GeoSafe off of it.
GeoSafe, yes.
And then plus, we can put what they call e-citation on it. Implementing that in there, each ticket will decrease the amount of time we're on the side of the road.
You're not on the side of the road for 15 or 20 minutes versus maybe 10 minutes.
Well, actually closer to 5 to
I mean,
7.
I don't know.
It just depends on the interaction at the vehicle. But also, you don't have to come back, it automatically populates it to Otis, from what I understand, GeoSafe does, which means we don't have to come back, or even somebody there at the office doesn't have to call and say, hey, do you have this information? They just call, it's automatically populated into Otis, from what I understand. So it just makes it a lot easier. The phone makes it easier so that we can transfer calls after hours that come through the police department. They can transfer whoever's on duty.
And with the jail, say, for safety purpose, you know where your other officers are,
Yes,
as well as county.
And
That-
county
that-
deputies
that is a
would
big
know where
thing,
they
yes.
were. Yeah.
Right. The safety factor is number one,
it is.
and, yeah.
This is almost kind of a revisit as far as the phones go, because I know over a year ago, the board discussed having, department cell phones, so that they don't have their
Well,
police business is not on their personal cell phone.
and I might add with that, me and Mark Anderson has talked about that, when, help me out, Mark Smith, what uses so much of your data?
GeoSafe.
GeoSafe. So, I don't think that shouldn't be up to them. That should be up to us as a town to further help them.
I think we talked about this last time, and I'm 100% for getting this, but the reason we didn't make
Well, we
action is
would-
because we don't know where we're at with the budget and didn't want to spend any more
Right.
money. So that was the holdup. It wasn't that we don't want. it,
Right.
Is that we want to see we have the money.
Right.
And which I know the service fee is gonna be fine, but it's I guess the devices, I don't know.
And,
If we get the devices from AT&T, it's included in the services.
So it's still gonna be the $80 a month for.
I haven't got that. I need
So
you
if that's the
guys,
case, then we can go ahead and make a
What,
motion and move on, but.
you can make the motion to do that and put the stipulation in there as long as it doesn't cost more than X amount of dollars. So that you're covered.
so it's still staying the same right now. I mean,
Right now, we're paying $80 for something we're not using.
that's what I'm saying. If
I'd
we
rather
go
pay
through
$80
AT&T
than
to
$5.
go ahead and get them, you get them with part of the plan with a,
What I need is you guys to make a
Incontingents.
motion to add us, either Mark or myself or Gracie, to the AT&T, because nobody that's on that account, I can't change anything on that account because I'm not an authorized person. All of the authorized people left 2 years ago. I
Now-
can't cancel it, I can't change it.
now with that being said,
Alright, so we need two motions.
there's one person though that, if need be, we can probably talk to, which would be Stella, that would help us to get this to where we need to get that changed, correct?
Yes. I would think a copy of the minutes with a motion in it would do it.
Well, and who else needs to be on there? You and
It-
Tracy?
It's whoever you guys want on there. You guys can put you on there.
I
I don't
know,
care.
no, I don't want to be on there, but I'm just saying, who would be the person taking care of that? Is he?
Well, it would be one of the office people, I would think.
So it would
It would need to be more than one person, I would think.
Yes, so that you're not limited to one.
Well, that way, God forbid something happens, but,
Yeah.
okay, so what I'm asking, do we need to talk to the past person to see if she'll help us,
I think we should see if this is gonna work first and then.
see if this works and then go to
And if they
plan
need to
B?
make a phone call, because it is so
Sound good.
hard to go through the process of
Because we
actually
need to do
speaking to
this.
someone at
How
AT&T.
did you say that? You're not an
Authorized. On the AT&T mobile account.
Alright, I wanna make a motion to appoint Carrie Anderson and Cassandra Anderson as authorized users for the city's AT&T mobile account.
All in favor?
Aye.
Um, and then we'll go from there. If it doesn't get, if it's not more,
Yeah.
then we can go ahead and do the deal, right?
If you make the motion, we can.
Okay.
Alright, so I make a motion that we purchase the needed iPads and iPhones for the police department with the limit of, should I just go with this yearly amount right here? How should I do that? 1,041?
I would put 15 on it.
Okay,
If you put
$1,500.
1,500 annual, are you talking annual? Okay.
$1,500 annual.
And then if that don't work, we'll come up with plan B. She second, all in favor? Aye. Item number 10, first of all, does anybody have any questions? Amber? Carrie? Item number 10, Police Department Policy and Procedure Handbook.
That's what this is.
And
We just need to accept it.
you are completely done with, Lexapro. I don't think that,
Yeah, we are completely.
We're completely
brought up
done.
to speed
okay,
as we speak.
okay.
Can I ask a question? That is a living document, right? Means you can go in, they can, if you feel like there needs to be a change to it, you can bring that to the board, the board can say change it, and so you don't have to reinvent the wheel all over again.
True. In fact, there's already 3 sections that have been changed, and I went ahead and added it to it.
Right.
Well, we printed it, right, and added it.
I think so.
Okay. They're supposed to be in there, so it does the whole gamut of what we need. If there's any other changes that come up, then we can bring it back for the board, and it just slides right in there.
Do we have, for safety purposes, got to be at a fire or whatever, do we have, is this?
That's electronic, that's on the internet.
Right, like the guy that me and you spoke with, I can't think of his name.
Yes, Jim.
It's also.
If something were to happen,
He has it.
He had, okay,
He has it. OMAG, I think OMAG may have a set of ours, but they know it is up to date now, and we're
Okay.
good with them.
Do we need to make a motion to accept that or no?
Yes.
Yep, to approve it.
I make a motion that we approve the new police department policy and procedure handbook.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Look, I've got something else to read.
Yeah,
By next meeting.
that's right, with all your suggestions.
No. No suggestions.
No,
Do not add. Thank you for doing all that.
Thank you very much, Mark. And I can tell you, as a witness, I spoke with, I can't think of his name, multiple times with Mark, and that was not some easy task.
Not at all.
Okay, item number 11. We're in still, talking about the flock camera, which is a license plate reader. I know it would have helped us on, the ATM deal,
Past circumstances.
past circumstances. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
My wording's not real good sometimes. Have you got any, more quotes, Mark?
This is the best to go with because they supply $3,000 per year per camera, and they supply everything. They'll install it. If something breaks, they change it. The other companies, they're a little bit less, and over a period of 5 years, it is a lot less. But you buy the equipment, and then if it breaks, you have to replace it. You have to install it. You have to get some of that stuff done.
So this is actually 100%. If we were to do that, they take care of everything.
Yep, all you do is you tell them yes and go from there. Right now, I'm thinking of two. One on the north end of town, one at the entrance off Highway 19 on the main. After they get the highway done, I would like to present to the board to put a light pole at 1450 and Highway 19 and put a camera looking back to the east and move the one at Main Street up at Chaparral or First Street and Highway 19 looking back to the west. But right now, two cameras.
For one.
Now, that goes back to, budget-wise,
That's you.
I don't think until we get the budget done that we can do any of this.
right, I mean, that's a lot of money, but we wanted it still up for discussion. And we can table that, until we can, figure out the budget, for the,
Yeah, I would love to have these, but we.
For the
won't be
cost
able
of
to
it.
Until we know.
We did have two donors. One donor has come to me and told me that right now they have not been able to, or they will not be able to do anything right now. I have not been able to speak to the other donor yet that has made a mention of it.
Are they talking about paying for it? Is that-
Helping.
Helping?
and I'll just throw this out there, I've talked to some highway patrols on this deal. Nothing against Mark or Elliott Police Department, I've talked to some deputies and generally in a big case, they'll pay for themselves over a period of time. So that's something for all of us to consider. With that being said, I make the motion that we table and continue discussion for the flock camera, which is the license plate reader, till next meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is that cool?
Are there any grants for those? Can you all get grant money for that?
There are, when we get there.
When you
Yes.
get there?
Been talking to him about it, but right now we're not eligible for it, but yes, we've been talking about grants.
The way that that was presented a few years ago was it was a one-time cost. And I was in on the deal, and the bank was in on the deal, and it was all covered, but it was presented to us as a one-time cost. Was that not right?
I have no idea.
Because right now we're saying
I wasn't involved in
This
this.
is
6,000 per year for
This is-
two, 3,000 per year per camera, but it's reoccurring till the end of time, right? Right, so that's not the way it was presented whenever we were in.
Well, I've been here since 2017 and I don't remember.
It wasn't presented by the board, it was past police people. They were working with Grady County on getting those in here. But that's the way it was then, it was a one-time cost because I was approached about it.
I have no knowledge. Sorry.
And
Yeah.
we might check, I can talk about this and see, you can talk about this.
Grady County has been talking to Flock. That's one of the reasons I'm also pretty well behind Flock on this. Oklahoma City uses Flock. Actually, in just a couple of days, was able to track down one of the vehicles that was used out here. The only two is, I am 99% sure there was two other vehicles being used in one of the capers here.
Yeah.
So, if we just could have got those tags instead of just a paper tag.
What I was saying though was, what you've been told we can compare to what Grady County might pay and see, I mean, we can see if Grady County pays for the $3,000 per camera, or, you know, they'll tell us what it costs them to see if maybe there's some other, option.
Is it possible, I know you guys have used my cameras, I have cameras about on 15 pieces of property.
And I appreciate that,
Here,
thank you.
and I'm only paying $200 for those off Amazon. It is possible to update those cameras on the corner of these buildings to a higher, you know, resolution. I mean, that might be an option. I would be willing to pay that because, I mean, the whole thing's just $200. They're throwaway when they go bad and lightning hits them like it did over here the other day. They're just throw away and get another one. I mean, that's an option. I mean, I'm willing to pay for that. I don't know what the resolution looks like on what you needed and what you could get as far as tags. I mean, I can get a higher resolution camera for the city, but as far for what I need and what the state of Oklahoma makes me get on some of my past businesses, I didn't have to have it. I just had to have a camera, period. So, I mean, that's an option, John. I mean, I'm willing to do that. I mean, I don't know how much more resolution you guys need to read a tag from the corner of the building here.
If I'm understanding correctly, the flock system is all tied together all over the state. If somebody robs a bank in Oklahoma City and they get a picture of their tag number and they're driving down Main Street and we've got a flock camera out there,
It picks it up.
it picks it up and reports it that, hey, that vehicle is now in downtown.
Kinda like Otis.
Ellis, America.
That's how the,
Your cameras on buildings,
yes,
we'd have to know what we were looking for and when to look.
but he always knows.
Who always knows?
The people looking at the camera. You may not have been privy to that. Now, that's how the people that killed the poor people up by O'Keene got killed, is it went to Flock, and when he went to Florida, it picked up, and that's how they caught him. So, yeah, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
that there is an option here, free of charge for the town of Ellick, that I would update a camera on each end of Main Street if that would get you a tag number, because this is gonna happen again. I mean, these things have happened multiple times.
Okay, I've got
I mean, I don't know what the cameras cost.
I notated that right
Yeah.
there.
I mean, that's an option for you guys too here on City Hall, to be able to look both ways at a, $1,000 camera. And that's a one-time expense, not a $6,000 reoccurring each and every year. And Gracie could look at it, or Terry could look at it.
Yeah, that's something to consider. Item number 12, then again, me and Mark Smith has talked, along with Mark Anderson. We had, correct me if I'm wrong, 4 radios given to us, but you took them to Lawton.
Those 2 radios up there, they were given to us.
Okay, was it
They were
2?
not, yeah, just 2. And they were not able to be utilized in the frequencies that we have.
Right. So the new radios for police units and handhelds, Mark Smith spoke with, who'd you speak with,
Do you guys have this information?
with the county?
There's 3 different companies that I've contacted. 2 of them came up with the exact same radios, which is the 5550Es and the 3500E. Sunny was not an E, it was just like a 5550 or something like that. The E, from what I understand, somehow accesses Canada. I don't understand why. Does anybody else know why? Okay. However, the problem that we're having is our radios, our handhelds and the ones that we have in the cars are trying to connect to a tower on I-44 right there at McDonald's at the Oklahoma Highway truck. If there is not a direct line of sight, it is not always, in fact, I got about 70%, I would guess, connection. I key up.
When you key up, if if you're talking to county, they're not hearing you, or they're hearing you, but you can't hear them.
No, they're not hearing me.
And we're going through the same deal with the fire department.
Yes.
I had a deal the other day that was pretty important, and they could hear me, but I couldn't hear them.
These radios that you have listed in front of you connect to a tower right here in Elk. And they will connect.
Rooster, those are the same models that we use with the fire department, our handhelds,
Yes,
where you go to, like, you go to one of the VTech channels,
yes,
and you talk to each other, all in this one little group. Those will do that. The higher megahertz radios that are in the cars and the handhelds and the ones that Chickasha gave us, all of those have to hit one tower in Grady County, and it's located up by McDonald's.
and they're pretty much obsolete. I mean,
Well,
If you're in the wrong spot, you're not hitting that tower.
correct.
you're not talking to anybody. If you guys remember, I brought this up after Austin had the foot chase,
Mm-hmm.
because he was just hanging out to dry because he had no radio contact.
No communication.
And we were sitting right there, as fire department, we were sitting right there, and he couldn't even contact us to tell us which direction he was going.
Well, I was south on Chaparral and there was no
Got
communication.
nothing, no. So, this has been something that's, been talked about in the past, and it is a necessity.
It's a safety factor.
I don't know, I haven't overlooked the quotes specifically. There is $4,300 of ARPA money left. If you guys wanted to use that ARPA money to get radios for the police department, because that is a one-time purchase. It's not a reoccurring bill.
How long do we have to,
You have till December the 31st
Yeah.
to spend the rest of that money, or it goes back.
we don't wanna do that. I did not know that, Mark, so, I mean, that, do we have a price? Did I ask you that?
We do,
You have invoices in your packet.
the unit, the ones that go in the unit are a little bit more because they require installation and then plus coaxial and an antenna, things like that. It's also a little bit more powerful, whereas but we're right here in Elk as well. The portables will allow you constant contact because it's on the person. And they're less.
So we got a ballpark figure dollar wise?
Anywhere from $1,084 basically to $1,166.
Is that for the units?
for the units? And for the portables,
1,084 to what? 1,100?
$1,166.
And portables
788.
to, or just base 788?
Yeah. There's pennies difference between the two bills. And Lawton Communication does do the programming. I'm not too sure. Chickasaw does, do you know? Does it say it on the bid?
I don't know whether they do or not. I know that is to, the sheriff's office. And between the sheriff's office and the fire department, we have used Sunny Communications to order. And I don't know if they do the programming or not.
It's
I just-
on their quote, it says no programming.
No programming, okay.
Lawton Communication is with installation. I'm not too sure if Chickasaw has the installation included.
So you need, 2 units, 3 portables? Is that correct for now?
Yes, that would give him one portable.
Or, well, we've got actually 3 units. We still ain't got your pickup.
But
I'm,
at this point, a portable would be nice to have, just so I can be.
you're out of your truck more than you're in it.
Right. You are correct, sir.
I was just gonna
This one went,
do something.
this one went there a preference between the Lawton Communications or the Chickasaw?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
I don't know anything about Chickasaw. I have dealt with Lot Communications. I don't know if there's any difference, but I like Lot Communication a lot.
The prices is pretty much the same.
Yes.
I say installation.
Lot Communication will do all the programming, installation, everything.
And you need 3 handhelds and 2,
Car units.
2 units, 3 handhelds.
so it'd be more than this bid, because this is 2 for everything, right?
Now, he did bid on, yes, it would be
So,
modified. Instead of,
Which, this would be 3?
this would be 3.
Just less than one thing right now.
But this one right here would be, this would be 3, so, right. So,
Would be another 960.
no, because that's 265, that by 2. It's gonna be,
Here's what we got, math wise. $4,696. $1,696 if we do 2 cars and 3 handhelds. Is that correct? Is that correct? 2 cars and 3 handhelds, right?
Yeah.
And I went off of the high number on the 1166 for the cars, and I went off 788 for the portables.
I rounded up and got 4,800. To get all 3.
Yeah. And we've got 43. So we'd be out $500.
That was 99 stops they're well making up for.
I can speak, so can Mark Anderson and Kerry. It's not good when you're on a scene and you don't have no communication. In fact, it's scary. I myself, I think we need to do this.
Make a motion. Make a motion.
make a motion.
I make the motion that we, go ahead and purchase 2, radios for the, upgraded radios for the units of the cars, and 3 handheld portable radios for 3 officers.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye. We need to add using the REIT money? We need to add using the REIT
Would you,
money?
ARPA.
ARPA?
I'm sorry,
Using ARPA money?
using ARPA money of the, you said 4,300?
Yes.
That is what we've got, we know?
Yes,
Okay. Yes.
I do.
Okay.
Well, I know you
I
know.
know.
Okay.
Okay, you modified the motion?
Pardon me?
You modified the motion?
Yes.
Karen seconded, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And you seconded the modified motion?
Yes.
Okay,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
thank you.
And you said that was the 5550E and the, what was the other one?
3,500, yeah, I believe.
The
It's
3500E is the handheld and it's like the one that I carry.
Okay, I just wanted to write it down. Okay, item number 13, executive session discussion, consideration, possible action, enter into executive session to discuss the employing, hiring, firing, appointment, promotion, demotion, disciplining of a city employee or official, 25 OS section 307B1 at Title 41. Okay, on the executive session, we come out of executive session at 6:01 PM. Amber, you have some stuff wrote down.
Pertaining to the Polson tax review that was on the executive session, I make a motion to move forward with legal action against Polson Tax Service.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
On the police officer position,
No action taken yet.
no action taken. Item, did you have something? You said what, you was gonna, okay. Number 14, item number 14, new business. Go ahead and item number 15, I make the motion we adjourn at 6:02 PM.
Second.
And thank y'all, all for coming and being patient.
Ready, Brad?